Right then, hello and welcome back to Sovl. We're continuing on with this campaign and we're playing as the human mage, challenge of a son. So let's begin with this normal battle. So I wanted to talk about sacrificial animals. So I wanted to talk about like ants and stuff like that basically sacrifice their own themselves for the colony. So like ants and termites, stuff like that. Because termites, they will quite literally wall in the queen and the king of the termite colony into like a little chamber to prevent any attackers from actually reaching them, because after the fight they can open it back up again and the termites can come back out, because usually they get attacked by ants. So once the ants are gone, or well, whatever is attacking them is gone, so like an anteater or something like that, once it's gone, they can basically come out and they can basically rebuild the termite colony. It's really interesting how they defend themselves. But yeah, I'm going to use the Manticore really aggressively over here by targeting the Hunguners. That's very nice. Obviously I already fired this guy, didn't I? So yeah, it's a bit unfortunate. Try to get some shots off. Maybe no, I'm going to shoot the Imperial Knights, Foot Knights, because the Hunguners, they already had their time to they're going to get charged later on, so I just don't want to waste my attacks on a unit that's going to vault off the field, hopefully anyway. Might even hex them to make this slightly easier for myself. So there's also ants that like to explode themselves to protect the colony, but there's also other like survival strategy, because when you're like a species like the ants or the termites, it's about the colony's whole rather than just the individual. But there are animals that are individual and they like to make sacrifices. Stuff like kangaroos, they like to drop their joeys out of these kangaroo pouches if the mother is like threatened or something like that. She just straight up drops the joey, and it's very common in Australia, because a lot of people have like dogs and they walk them around. So if a dog starts chasing a kangaroo, there's like a really high likelihood that the kangaroo is just gonna drop the joey, and it's a really big problem over there. I forgot to hex a guy, but I did get quite a few attacks off on the Foot Knights, which is definitely gonna come in handy with helping the Manticore deal with the with the Foot Knights that are about to charge them in the rear. So let's hope these guys fight off, and that's very lucky indeed. Yeah, I've just been having a bit of bad luck with the Elf Mage campaign. Yeah, this is the third attempt I'm doing the Elf Mage campaign, so it's really nice to actually see some rolls go in my favor, because the previous campaign I quite literally had like 3 fireballs in a row just run at one. It was really terrible. I literally went to a completely separate game and I still got a 1 on my fireballs. It was not good. It was not good in terms of rolls. And yeah, just so happy to see that maybe this time out it won't be happening as commonly. And then there was also the time that the Imperial Light Cavalry just straight up ran off the field for me, even though I had like two attempts to get 8 discipline and they failed both times. So yeah, that was really unfortunate. And these guys they still came back. I can charge my Imperial Wizard in, and then I can obviously hex these guys as well again, because I only used 1 hex, so that's really nice. We see how well it works, won't we? And okay, that's fine. They're moving towards me, so I can just fire the cannon, and hopefully the rerolls are coming in really handy. I really love the rerolls, I'm not going to lie. That's so nice. Genuinely so nice. I'm going to have to prevent the cavalry from coming back by charging them in the rear, but that's perfectly fine by me. I mean, kind of whatever at this point. So a really long unit means that everyone's going to attack, so that's also really nice. So yeah, there's also other animals that don't necessarily sacrifice their young, so like lizards. Some lizards lose their tail. Some lizards, the tail regrows back. For the lizards, it's like a one and done type of survival strategy. So morning geckos, they lose their tails only once and then never grows back again. But that's kind of because in their lifespan, they only use their prehensile tails when they're young, and when they grow up, they become too big for their tails, because the tails don't grow proportionally to their body. So basically, their tails are it's better for them to lose them when they're adults. So yeah, and in fact, some people have had cases where they just straight up drop their tails when they grow up for no reason whatsoever, because it's just getting in the way. So yeah, some animals specifically lose their tails, like lizards. Sometimes they lose it because they're being chased by a predator, but not always. And then some lizards use it as a way to store energy. And yeah, losing their tail is highly negative to them, but as long as it keeps them alive, I guess. So let's see, what do I want to do? I guess I want to increase unit size. Yeah, sure, why not? Always increasing unit size is very nice. So yeah, +1 bonus for ranged attacks. I guess I'll take money. Yeah, sure, why not? So I'll take as much money as I can. I don't need wounds on that guy. He shouldn't be getting into melee anyway at this point. Yeah, the wizard. So let's go for this elite. I have to say that I am in fact very lucky. I got 2 human factions in a row, which is definitely not expected, that's for sure. I was not expecting this. So let's see. I can probably drop the Hex of Ruin. Yep, I can drop their armor, and then I can hopefully hit a few more shots with the Rangers, and they should have a harder time of saving this. That's very nice indeed. And let's see. And then I should also be able to fire off a fireball with the, with the what is it? Imperial Wizard. Yeah, there we go. And she's on a Manticore. Is she? Is she on a Manticore? Or is that something else? It's a Griffin, yeah. I had like a Chaos Wizard last time and she was on a Manticore, so that's why I'm slightly confused, because, it's a really similar campaign. But yeah, I have to say the Imperial Wizard is so much better than the, the Witch or whatever it was last time. Because the Witch, she doesn't, she spawns in with Shadow Bolt, and Shadow Bolt is not nearly as good as the Fireball spell. Now, the Manticore is in fact better than the Griffin, but, for a Wizard, I obviously prefer to have... Obviously, I prefer to have, more attacks coming in from the Fireball, and, just Fireball's better range spell, rather than just, having a better mount, I guess. But the Manticore was definitely nice, flanking with the Manticore was definitely nice, I'm not gonna lie. Still, better to have what I have now than what I used to have. This campaign definitely feels slightly better, especially with all this range that I have. It's kind of helping me out quite a bit. And then, yeah, slowly dealing with the handgunners, I guess. Very nice indeed. Maybe I can even charge these guys in the side. Hopefully this works out for me. No, I might just vault. So, no, that's always a possibility, a potential, maybe, to try to deal some more damage. Maybe get rid of the back row. No. Fortunately, that's not the case. That's fine. Whatever. If I could have gotten rid of the back row, then I would, instead of being attacked by 3 guys on the side, only would have been attacked by 1 guy. Or 2 guys. Yeah, 2 guys and maybe the captain. Move these guys in over here. So, yeah, they work even on the captain, so that's really nice. That's why I like these, halberds. They're just really useful. They're kind of anti-large, and they're kind of anti these buff units, so the halberds really come in handy. Big problem is the fact that they have got low skill, like 3 skill bases. Very painful indeed. So having more skills definitely wouldn't make them bad, that's for sure. So the captain will probably attack my Imperial Wizard herself, so that's awkward, isn't it, for her to be attacked, but yeah, I'll live with it. So that's a lot of attacks that I'm probably wasting, but I do have to get rid of a unit eventually. So it's might as well try to get rid of those guys. And yeah, try to attack these guys. No, I cannot. I literally cannot. Okay, that's fine. Bit unfortunate. I probably should have hexed the captain. A bit late for that now, isn't it? A bit late. So these guys are still in it, although it's only 1 win for this Imperial Knight. So let's see what else have I got on here. So let's see. So I got the most search Overwatch characters. So put your bets in here. What are the most searched, not safe for work Overwatch characters? Let's see if you know your stuff. And I'm not going to charge from the front. There's no reason for me to charge from the front. I'm not suicidal. Let's see. Can I actually hit this guy? That's the real question. No point in trying, is there? No, there isn't. Whatever, just got to hex him. That's fine. I don't care. It's just so problematic already. I just want him gone. Not safe for work Overwatch characters. Most common ones. And this is from 2017, so data might be slightly wrong, but it should be relatively new, should it not? So, number 1, number 2, number 3, number 4, and number 5. Are you ready? So, number 1 was Tracer. So Tracer is number 1, as expected. Yeah, there we go. That's the Lord gone as well. That's really nice. So number 2 was Diva. And number 3 was Mercy. Now, these characters have 2.1 mil, 1.5 mil, and 1.2 mil views. That was back in 2017 from a single website. So yeah, now I'm just gonna kind of move back because there's no real reason for me to engage in enemies charging into me potentially. So I'm just gonna do this. We'll see if the guy is alive by the end of it or not. But yeah, I don't really care. I have no stakes in this. The top 3 were no match for like the bottom rest of them. So top 3 had more search results, more searches I guess than everyone else combined. So it's kind of crazy how many searches there were for the top 3 compared to everyone else. I'm going to skip charges here. Let's see. No, they're not charging me, so that is in fact very nice. It's very nice indeed. I'm going to do something like this where I can maybe shoot these guys, I guess, and then I can hopefully move to the side and allow the other cannon to shoot. So that'll be really nice, wouldn't it? That's it. And then number 4 was in fact Widow, and Widowmaker was number 4, and number 5 was Somber. It's quite interesting to see Widowmaker as number 4, but yeah, I guess the assassin isn't to the people's tastes. Yeah, there we go. So that was really interesting. Let me know if I should do more surveys like this, like what are the top selling books or something like that, or maybe what are the top appliances that people have in their homes. I think that'll be interesting to see. you know, like a microwave. How common is a microwave, I guess. What maybe I should do like this microwave sales worldwide, TV sales worldwide, something like that. That'll be really interesting. Problem is that Google isn't really good right now. You know, it's yeah, it's really hard to find stuff on Google because Google tries really hard to make search results. Like the top search results on Google are now an absolute nightmare. So I try not to use Google. In fact, I used DuckDuckGo. So yeah, DuckDuckGo is it's a good alternative to Google. I'm not gonna lie. It actually shows me what I search for, rather than just showing sponsored results. And yeah, as a famous tech YouTuber once said, when he searches stuff on Google, he sometimes feels like Google specifically gives him bad search results. You know, view all ones on ranged attacks. No, I'm gonna go for +1 bonus because this only has a D3 attack, so getting +1 is already quite good. I'm unfortunately not gonna get the Hex. The Hex of Rune not gonna get on the Imperial Wizard, but that's kind of fine, whatever. But yeah, he said that whenever he searches like a chair to like put in his office, the top results are either sponsored by Google or like the next but immediately after the top results, it's literally just like it's like nonsense. It's like the most uncomfortable chairs ever, or it's just like articles about chairs. It's not actually what he searched for. So yeah, there is a bit of a conspiracy that Google is in fact showing you results that you don't want in order to promote their sponsored results. Right then, let's see what's happening over here. I forgot to move the Imperial Wizard, but that's fine. It works perfectly in my favour, doesn't it? Because now the Imperial Wizard can kite all these guys over here. So that is in fact really nice. And of course the direwolf save everything. That's rather crazy, I'm not gonna lie. I wasn't expecting that, that's for sure. But I can hope that they will fail some of these, and yes, there they go. That's very nice. That they actually failed some of those, because yeah, I've had like a previous campaign with the Imperial Wizard where they just, I literally couldn't kill a single direwolf unit because they would just save so much. It was absolutely awful in terms of campaign standards. But here we are now, and I'm happy to say that this campaign is going so much better. And this is also a much bigger map than what I had previously, because the map size does in fact impact how well you play the game. Like having a massive obstacle in the middle that forces units to just go around it is quite massive indeed. It just it gives you a bunch of time to just slowly wither away or whittle the enemies away before they reach you, and it's just a big deal. It is a big deal, in fact. So I'm gonna move this guy slightly to the side so then I can hopefully, give myself some space over here to work with and allow my ranged units to shoot the enemies. So yeah, I use DuckDuckGo. I like it quite a bit. It keeps my anonymity a bit. There's nothing bad to say about it. Try not to use Google, even though I access DuckDuckGo through like what's the name of this? It's Microsoft Edge. So yeah, I have Microsoft Edge, but I access DuckDuckGo through it because I got it set that my default browser on Microsoft Edge is in fact DuckDuckGo. So yeah, that's very nice. I can't lie, it is in fact very, very nice. Let's see how our rolls go, and that is very nice in terms of rolls. Now, the thing that I noticed with the White Lord is the fact that he has Eternal Vein, which is a really cool ability. Basically means that at the end of every single turn, he will get 1 wound back. And yeah, that's just really cool, in my opinion, for him to be getting 1 wound back every single turn. And also he has a -1 to crumbling rolls. So, unless he gets like a D3 on a crumble roll, he will quite literally regenerate the wound that he took. Because if it's a 1, if he gets like a D1 on the crumbling roll, then he obviously will negate it with the -1 to crumbling. But if he gets a 2, then he will negate 1, so he only takes 1 crumbling, and then he will heal up the other crumbling. So yeah, that's really cool. I really like that quite a bit. Let's see, I can't hide, so I'm gonna have to take this charge, aren't I? We'll see. Let's see. I don't think this guy can move. Or can he? No, he can't. Cool. Right then, I'm just gonna move this guy up and let him be charged. That's the plan anyway. And then his Skeleton Knight should be forced to like go around. We'll see how well that works, won't we? But yeah, this is going so much better than last time. Because last time I immediately got charged because there wasn't any terrain between me and the enemies, and yeah, it was just really awkward. That's for sure. Having the enemies walk towards me is so much better. Yeah, we'll see. We'll see what we. I actually skipped this, so that's fine. I don't really care. The Skeleton Knights are in fact going around the long way. So that's nice, that's cool. Right then, let's see if the Skeleton Knights start going back. Right then, I'm gonna skip charges. Basically shoot these guys with my wizard, and then I'm gonna retreat back because there's no reason for me to stay up here. Very nice. Yeah, these units are really large, but it's zombies, so they're not the best. They got low. I guess their strength comes from the fact that they attack you a bunch, so that's their strength. But yeah, they're not like a strong unit, so I'm not too bothered about that. Yep, there we go, cool. Slowly whittling them down. Slowly, that's for sure. I'm going to move back slightly. I have no reason to engage, because the engaging is unnecessary risk, and I want to avoid unnecessary risk. So, I also wanted to talk about Concord, and I wanted to talk about something sad indeed, and that was the fact that I watched like a minute and 40-second long video where an AI fixed all the Concord's character designs. You know, it actually made them interesting, and obviously the AI didn't create the best designs, but it was just so sad to watch in a minute and 40 seconds how the AI just made so much more compelling designs. Now obviously there were still problems. There was like a trash can robot that had absolutely dreadful like a design where it had just like pipes coming out of everywhere, and it's not a design that I would like in a video game. It's it just had a bunch of pipes, I guess, and it was nonsensical, but even that gave the character more personality than the base Concord character designs. It was absolutely awful how the base Concord character designs were made. It was whoever signed off on Concord was they were crazy, that's for sure. And the funny thing is the fact that recently there was like a person who basically looked at the Concord launcher, because the people like that, people that are just so much better than me, they can just do whatever they want with the computers, and they can check things that are no longer available to the public. The Concord launcher was getting updates, and as you know, the only way for something to be getting updates is for obviously somebody else to be working on it. So, as you can probably guess, Concord is still being worked on. And as you can probably guess, the Concord being worked on probably means that, Microsoft, not Microsoft, but Concord being worked on suggests that, Sony still believes that they can somehow make money off of the franchise. Because apparently they wasted, if you look at the company that was supposedly evaluated that made Concord, they're worth a lot of money. So supposedly Concord was worth even more. Supposedly Sony spent a lot of money on Concord, and they're really unhappy with what happened with Concord. It's just kind of an awful situation, I guess, because Sony wasted so much money, and now they're trying to make it back, and nobody really wants Concord. So that's going to be interesting business call for Sony, because the thing is, Concord had like a paid launch and then a free launch following that paid launch, and that free launch had less players than the paid launch that came before it. And then obviously there was the Concord launch where it had almost 0 players on it. So Concord is definitely not popular, and I don't know what Sony really expects out of Concord, but it's just not good. Nobody wants to play Concord, nobody cares about Concord. Personally, I'm currently waiting for Deadlock from Valve to just release, and then I could play that instead. So that's what I'm waiting for. I'm not waiting for Concord, because Concord is just absolutely terrible. It's really the thing is, the characters were really unimaginative. There was no reason to like the characters. They were just really terrible. And then afterwards, the gameplay was just worse. Overwatch. In Overwatch you have like a payload, and then you have like multiple abilities. You have like Farah, which can like move up it in 3-dimensional space because she has wings. You have characters like Mercy. You have characters like Doomfist, which can like fly almost with their ultimate ability. It creates a lot of synergy. Even Kiriko's ultimate ability, which just kind of speeds people up, and their attack speed and stuff like that. That's just so creative. And compared to Concord, Concord was like, here's a character, their ability is to place mines down on the ground. It's like, that's so boring. That's the most boring character ability that I've ever seen. Here's a character that's supposedly like a flying character, but they got no wings. They look like a baby in a diaper. That's terrible character design. It was absolutely awful. I was thinking about making like a reaction video to Concord's, one of the people that made like an alternative Concord like character designs. I was thinking about doing that, but there was just no reason to do that. Because Concord is just such an awful game that everyone like made jokes about it, and there were just so much content already releasing on the game that I just didn't want to bother with it. Now obviously I do actually care about people, and people losing jobs because their game didn't perform well is a bit upsetting. I'm not gonna lie. Don't want that to happen, but like it's like there is a bar, and that bar is if you're running a restaurant and you're poisoning people, is it really okay for the government to be like, oh yeah, it's fine for you to continue working here as or making this specific food and serving it to people if it's poisoning people? It was just so awful. I guess Concord wasn't that egregious, it wasn't actually poisoning anyone, but it felt like an eyesore on the eyes. The characters look so ugly that it was an insult to call any of the characters artistic. because the only art that existed in Concord was, you know, people creating videos to say how bad it was. So yeah, I'm gonna take money on this cannon because why not? Always take money on cannons because, you know, why not? Why not? Because they're not in melee anyway, so free money. And if they get charged, they're gonna die anyway. So having additional wounds isn't exactly gonna help. So don't forget to leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you next episode. Bye bye.